So one of the narratives that we talk about is above or below the 20 period simple, which is the mid of the Bollinger Bands, right? Everybody see? You've heard the narrative, right? Trading above or below the 20. Here we are trading after, I don't know how long, maybe this is the last time it kind of touched below the 20, kind of held. This is really when it was below the 20. But you can see right there, everybody see it? Dips below the 20. You get a closing candle below the 20, right? While you're in compression. Look at the RSI. The RSI on this day goes from being above the 50% line to below the 50% line, right there. And how do I know it's right there? Because you can see the red indicator right there. If I move this yellow line out of the way, you'd see it. Not only that, you could see the oscillator, the cycle oscillator from convert to vert. Look at it. It goes up, it goes to an extreme, and then it comes down, a downward trajectory. At the same day, on the same day, all the dots go yellow. Are you guys seeing this? I would think more of you would be freaking the F out right now because you probably didn't look at the indicators or at price action quite in this manner. So you have a break below the daily 20. Check. RSI goes below the 50% level, which means it's not overbought, it's not oversold, but you have sort of a preponderance of selling when it goes below the 50% level. The cycle indicator is now reversing trajectory. You're still in a squeeze, but you now went from a sea of blue dots to a sea of yellow, to all yellow. And then what does price do? It nosedives. This is part of the correction. And we called it, right? If you scroll back to the alerts, I called it. I talked about it. I prepared you for it. We took trades on it, specifically the correction that was coming. And it came, and we took profits. There were also bounces and rebounds. So I would consider these little mini bounces along the way. Maybe even that is a bounce. Not quite a full rebound, is it? Why? Because it failed at the daily 20 and the cycle went back down and we went back to yellow dots. So we had a bounce, not a rebound. If you remember this, we were short and I said, hold the F on. Don't get out of your shorts because it's still going down. How did I know? Because I had yellow dots, we were in compression, cycle indicator, we're below 50%, we're below the 20, hold on, it's just a bounce. Bounces are, on the way down, are opportunities to get into the trade for that move further, for that move further, for that move further. These are the opportunities to get in. And we talked about this. Or add to a trade. Correct, Prophet. And then we had the resumption, really, of the correction. That's what this was. Until Trump announced something with tariffs. I forget what it was. It was some announcement. And it popped the market. And it snapped the neck back of the market to see if we would get a bounce or a rebound. Well, we got a little bit of a bounce, but not a rebound. Well, why do you say that? Well, because that's the 20. And you got rejected here. You see it? You see it? Oversold bounce we got. But it didn't get above the 50% line, did it? It did not. However, it's stirring up a little bit. How do I know it's stirring up? Because the dots turned blue. Because the cycle indicator is revving up and heading higher. Because the RSI is going to start to move up, 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 up So we are in no longer bounce territory. The moment we crossed, watch this closely. And yeah, Matt, great point. We end up making a lower high. Eventually, as lower high, Ken points out, and then Matt points out that we are now in higher high territory. So you're both correct. Excellent eyes there. You can see we go into the blue dots and momentum starts to shift positive. The cycle indicator still roaring this way, and look at the green line. What does that mean? It means now there's a preponderance of buying going on now. And the final straw, bang, we're aware above the daily 20. So you went from bounce to rebound. So we are in a rebound, okay? Is everybody clear about my narrative so far? Okay. So this is not a bounce. This is a rebound. So when you're in a rebound, all the indicators, for the most part, are going to be bullish. We have gotten our confirmation for the most part. And so for this to reverse, it would mean the rebound is over and we're going back to correction territory. So you would need to see confirmation of a reversal. So does bad economic news mean a reversal and back to correction? If we get some bad economic news, does that mean we're going back to correction? No. Well, it could lead to it, right? It could, if we got the confirmation. It certainly didn't today. Not necessarily, right? But I mean, it could lead to it. But we would need to see, Kevin Kearns, get a handle. We would need to see the confirmations that it is going to be going back to correction. And if the indication is still that we are in rebound mode, then we continue to trade in rebound mode. Meaning, and yeah, absolutely add the 1, 2, 3 if you wanted to. I just wanted to have less stuff on here. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, we could add that study too. If I could find it. And you ready? Are you ready? Boom. Now, if you didn't think the Trade With Me Now indicators were good, well, you haven't looked hard enough. Look at this. Look at this. Boom, 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 compression, short, sea of blue to that. I mean, holy cow. And then look at this. We bottom, we get a bounce. Is this a bounce or a rebound? Ba-boom, boom. Look where it leads to. I mean, that is crazy. You think you might want to keep our indicators? Don't know. Up to you.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.